From WFRV TV, Local 5, serving Northeast Wisconsin, including Green Bay, Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore. This is Newsmaker Sunday.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Tom Zalaski. We are close to the end of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It is a time to recognize victims and the devastating impact of abuse. It doesn't mean, though, that awareness should stop being spread. So our guest this morning, someone who has joined us on previous Newsmaker Sunday programs, Laura is with us. She is the Executive Director of Kewaunee County's Violence Intervention Project. Laura, good to see you. Welcome back.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me back.
And I should mention I have emceed a couple of Laura's major fundraising events, and we are also good friends, so it's always nice to have you again.
It's nice to see you. Before
we get into the nuts and bolts of your organization and the programs you offer, a little bit of background on Laura. How long have you been with the organization? How did you get there?
Well, I've actually been involved with the organization going on, this is my 23rd year with the Violence Intervention Project. I started out as a volunteer and then became a victim advocate and worked my way up to the position of executive director. And domestic violence and sexual assault are just causes that are very near and dear to my heart, and this work is very rewarding.
VIP, Violence Intervention Project, what's the mission of the organization? I mean, why are you there? What do you do?
So our mission is to create change by inspiring individuals with hope, help, and support those individuals impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, and really creating that change to reduce victimization.
You just said the words, help, hope, and support. That plays prominently on your website. Explain that phrase.
Well, sometimes when clients come to us, they're feeling rather alone, and we just want to be that source to create awareness and to give individuals impacted a sense of hope and security and not being alone through this traumatic incident.
Your agency, like most agencies across the United States, you have suffered budget cuts, state cuts, federal cuts. What has that meant to VIP?
Well, the state of Wisconsin will actually be and is anticipating the federal cuts in October of 2024 through the Victims of Crime Act grant funds. And these funds are received from the fines and penalties from federal court cases. So the state of Wisconsin is going to be experiencing a devastating cut. Annually, the Office of Crime Victim Services has been able to distribute $44.5 million. In October of 2024, that reduction is going to be in the amount of $13 million, a devastating cut for victim service programs. And they anticipate that they'll only be able to serve 52 programs across the state of Wisconsin, capped at $250,000. So this is going to be devastating for not only victims in our community in Kewaunee County, but also nationwide.
So you've got a year to prepare.
We have a year to prepare.
Here we are, October of 23. You got this October 24 deadline date. Are you making plans now for what life is going to look like in October of 24?
Absolutely. Yep. We're doing a lot of brainstorming and collaborating on how to be able to sustain these necessary services. One of the services that we were able to provide with this funding is access to mental health services, which is so important in our rural community because there just aren't a lot of resources available. We know that many individuals suffer with access to transportation. So this grant allowed us to bring those therapy services into our community in order to reduce barriers. We were able to provide 51 individuals with 913 therapy sessions. That's how important this funding is.
Are you anticipating a year from now you're going to have to cut back on programs, cut back on services?
I'm hoping not.
No.
I'm hoping that we can try to raise funds. We're working with our fund development committee in order to be able to sustain funds for our current programs.
You worried?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
Do you see it changing at all, or is this etched in stone? These cuts are coming regardless.
What we've been told from the Office of Crime Victim Services, they've been very transparent. What we've been told, it's going to take a while for those funds to get back to the level of funding that they were at previously.
So hopefully you'll get back someday. You don't know when.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Laura is with us from the Violence Intervention Project in Kewaunee County, and we are back with much more right after this. So please stay with us. We are back now with Laura from the Violence Intervention Project in Kewaunee County. Domestic violence, not just a big city problem, also a big problem in rural areas. We use this term abuse. It's a nebulous term. What forms of abuse do you see?
Well, power and control really comes in many forms of abuse. And it's interesting that you bring up being in a rural community, because End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin puts together a lethality assessment, a domestic violence homicide report annually. And this year, we saw in the state of Wisconsin a 20% increase in 2022 in homicides compared to 2021. Totaling 96 deaths in the state of Wisconsin. And in previously, we saw, in 2022, we saw that 49% of those domestic homicides happened within rural communities.
Really?
So when it comes to being in a rural community, there are many facets that contribute to power and control. One of them is isolation. We know that living in a rural community can create more barriers for individuals to have access to resources, access to family supports, friends, and just the ability to reach out.
Something that you just don't think of. That isolation out there. We often think also of abuse as physical, but there's non-physical abuse, right? There's verbal abuse.
Absolutely. The verbal and mental abuse. Yeah. Individuals often say that that's what takes them the longest to get through, is kind of retraining that negative thought process in being that emotional abuse, the manipulation, and fear. We know that domestic violence is not a one-time incident, typically, and each incident tends to build off of one another. So it may not be those aspects or elements of physical abuse, but those verbal threats or process of intimidation that keep individuals afraid of leaving or making any changes in that unhealthy relationship.
I imagine with as long as you've been around this business, you've seen just about everything. Do you have an example you can point to where someone came to you for help and you got them back on their feet?
Absolutely. We have so many rewarding stories. Individuals that their families were able to find safe, affordable housing, and just create an environment of safety. It's really important when it comes to family units, having that element of kind of going from walking on eggshells to then not having to have that fear when you come back home in your space.
And this is not just a man-woman thing. This affects little kids who see this. This affects teenagers who see this.
Absolutely. Last year in 2022, the Violence Intervention Project advocates served 236 individuals. That includes 121 females, 29 males, and 86 children and youth.
The project provides safety and support services. What are some of these services that you provide?
Absolutely. We provide safety planning. Last year we provided safety planning services, 419 safety planning services for the individuals. So it's important that we are repeating messages of safety, as sometimes violence can escalate. So we're really working with individuals on creating that safe space. We also provided 3,133 opportunities of crisis individual counseling for the individuals that we served. So it's not generally a one-time touch. We've seen increased needs and reach outs to our advocates.
Safety, safe places. We are back with more to talk about that with Laura from the Violence Intervention Project, so please stay there. Back now with Laura talking about domestic violence. You've worked, as I said, in this industry, business for some 23 years now. I would imagine the first thing that a client has to go through is fear. Is that the first thing that they deal with?
Well,
I mean, we know when they call you.
Sure. It's an unknown, fear of the unknown, what's going to happen on the other end of that call. And what I want to say is individuals making that call for the first time, second time, they're so brave to be able to make that first step to have access or to disclose something that's happening. A lot of people feel shame when it comes to what they're experiencing, that shame, that isolation, like it's only happening to them. And we just want to send messages of support and validation. So we start by believing each victim where they're at and just sending messages of support and validation. And
I would imagine there is some degree of self-blame here, that they ask themselves, how did I get here? How did I get myself into this situation? Well, in fact, you didn't.
Absolutely. And that message can be reiterated from the individuals that cause harm by sending messages, if you wouldn't have done this, all those victim blaming statements. If you wouldn't have done this, then I wouldn't have done that. Kind of that minimizing, denying, and blaming. It gets the focus off of the individual who causes harm, their behavior, and places it onto the victim. And oftentimes, that's the focus then. Individuals start to believe that they're the cause of the harm.
Let me ask you something very, very general here. How does a person know when it's time to go?
Well, for each individual, it's unique. They're expert in their own situation, and we know and we recognize that the most dangerous time for an individual is when they leave, when they choose to leave an abusive relationship. Yeah. So making that, reaching out for help and taking that first step, maybe to get information or referrals on how to make a safe exit would be helpful.
Yeah, this is interesting because you just said, you as director, you know that this is the most dangerous time.
Yes.
When they're making that break, and yet you're helping them to make that break. So I take it you're putting in place some sort of a plan for them to be as safe as possible in that transition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For themselves, if they have family members, we know that domestic violence doesn't just impact the individuals that the violence is perpetrated upon. It could be bystanders, it could be family members outside of the immediate family. So it's necessary to take all precautions when it comes to assisting survivors.
Yeah, there is somebody watching here right now, I'm sure you're aware of that too, who is saying to themselves, yeah, I'm there. I could never make that call. Or I really have to make that call, but I just can't. Or you know somebody who needs to make that call. What do you say to those people?
Please pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Please, you are not alone. And we will do our best to be able to help you to try to increase your safety. But just please, you aren't alone. Please pick up that phone and call.
We're back to wrap up with Laura right after this, so please stay right there. We are back to wrap up now with Laura talking about domestic violence from the Violence Intervention Project in Kewaunee County. If somebody is out there and they want to get some help, how do they get the help? Do you have a hotline? Is it 24 hours? How do they reach out to you?
We do have a 24-hour helpline, and you can access that by calling 920-837-2424.
And that's 24 hours, and there's always somebody there.
24 hours a day, every holiday. It does not matter. We're there 100% of the time. They can access a trained advocate.
Because that would be extremely frustrating, extremely frightening if somebody called and it was like an answering machine.
Exactly.
Or called back during our regular business hours, and you don't do that.
We don't do that.
When somebody calls the hotline, let's say it's me, you're on the receiving end, and I call, I need help. What do you say to me? What do you do? What are the steps?
Well, basically it's listening. We do a lot of listening that first to find out what needs, because my interpretation of needs could be extremely different from what's wanted or needed on the other end of the line. So we really work with individuals to meet them where they're at and have them decide. So we're basically trying to redistribute the power back to the individual on the other line and work with them through safety planning. They're the experts in their own situation, so they have firsthand knowledge of how the abuse has impacted them, what different safety measures that they've taken that have allowed them to survive, and what we can do to enhance. And ultimately, it's their choice on what they feel is going to work best for them.
Do you ever sense fear on the other end, like, I don't know if I should have called you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a huge step. And our role is to support, validate, and listen.
So how can people out there who don't necessarily need your service, but they want to help your service, how can they do that? I mean, we already talked about federal funding, state funding out the door in the next year. What can people do to keep you afloat?
Well, attend fundraising events, visit our website to keep up to date, or our Facebook page. Donate. We currently have been a proud recipient of a grant, a match grant from the Zilber Family Foundation. So any new donor can, their donation will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250, and existing donors, an increase of $250 will be matched to fulfill this grant match.
And as far as fundraising events go, do you have any coming up or any in the plans? Can you divulge anything?
Well, we have things in the works for next year. Our fundraising season has kind of come to a close, sure. But we are doing our annual coat distribution. So if any individuals or families are in need of coats in Kewaunee County, we were able to get a sponsorship from the Salvation Army of Kewaunee County. Call our office at 920-487-2111 to register to pick up a coat for either adults or children. It's available to any resident of Kewaunee County.
And this is mainly Kewaunee County that you are serving.
Correct.
You mentioned a little while ago the year-to-year increase in violence. Any idea what's going on out there? Why the increase?
Well, I think we still aren't organizationally back to our pre-COVID numbers that we were serving. And I think we're kind of experiencing the financial instability that is somewhat of a barrier for families to navigate how am I going to be able to do things independently. It's a scary time for individuals. So I think that, again, that isolation can contribute a lot to the clients that we're seeing.
Lots of good advice. If you need help, call. Laura, thanks so much for being with us again.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you. And if you have a newsmaker in your town who you think we should have on this program, let us know about it. Send us an email to tips@wearegreenbay.com, or you can message us on Facebook. And be sure to join us once again Sunday morning at 7. Until then, have a great day.